Hi everyone, it's Pam here again for another stretch routine. Hopefully you'll join along with me. So we're going to get started comfortably seated in a chair. If you have one available, or find a chair that you can sit comfortably in. I'm going to adjust this just a little bit, and we'll work in our chair the whole routine today. So get comfortable, be seated with me. We're going to start with our feet flat on the floor, comfortable hip distance apart. We're going to relax our shoulders down and away from our ears, and we'll start to slow down our breath with some nice deep inhale and exhale breaths. Inhaling through our nose, you can exhale through your nose or your mouth, whatever you prefer. Slowing down our breathing, finding a nice calm place in our day that we can enjoy some stretches. And when you're ready, we're going to start making small circles with our head, stretching out our neck. What I want to caution you about is when you come up in your circle, not to overextend at the top, so only looking up slightly. So if you want to watch along the first time, we're just going to make some slow circles with our head, one direction. And again, you hear me say you may hear some crackles and pops, but as long as it doesn't hurt, we're doing all right. So circling that neck, circling that head around. And when you get to the top, let's reverse our circle. Take the neck the head the other direction, making a nice big circle up and around. Again, being cautious not to look too high at the top, but as we circle down, tucking that chin into the chest. And one more time. Let's all meet at the top. Very nice. When you're ready, I'd like you to take your left ear toward your left shoulder, and then we're going to take our left hand, placing it on top of our head, not to pull on our neck at all, but just to give us a guide. Now I want you to turn your gaze just past that left armpit, looking down toward the floor to the outside of our chair, and take a nice deep breath. Excellent. We're going to release the hand, bring the head back to neutral, and we'll do the same thing to the other side. So taking your right ear toward your right shoulder, we're going to place the right hand on top of our head. Turn your gaze slightly so that you're looking down past your armpit and toward the floor, and take a nice big breath. Excellent. Release that arm. Bring your head back to neutral. Very nice job. We're going to go ahead and interlace our fingers here. And with your fingers interlaced, go ahead and rotate your wrists around. Kind of circling your wrists in a figure eight type of direction one way. And when you're ready, reverse that, go the other way. So feel that nice stretch through your wrists, kind of warming up wrists and arms. Excellent, very nice. While your fingers are interlaced, go ahead and push your palms away from you and drop your chin to your chest. Feel a nice stretch on the back of the neck. Breathe. And as you bring the head back to neutral, we're going to go ahead and raise our arms only to where you're comfortable. So if this is it for you, stay there. We don't want to hurt anything. All of our stretches should feel nice. If you can, we're going to go ahead and extend those arms up overhead. Take a nice big breath, like our big morning stretch here. So if we induce a yawn, that's perfect. So feel that stretch like we're waking up for the day, and then slowly release the fingers. We're going to drop our arms to the side. So again, I want to caution you, if your shoulders have any ailments or impingements that don't allow you to reach overhead, then you need to stop wherever is comfortable for you. And I say that for our next move here. So with our arms to our side, I want you to turn your palms facing out and away. And as we inhale, you're going to bring those arms up again, only to where you're comfortable. If this is it, stop here. If you can, reach just as tall and wide as you can. And then with an exhale, I want you to lower the arms back down. So sitting tall in good posture. Let's inhale, bringing the arms up overhead, extending that reach just as high as you can. And then exhale, dropping the arms to the side. We're going to go for 2 more here. Make sure you're taking nice deep breaths and blowing all of that air out as you lower the arms. And 1 more time. Inhale, bring those arms up. As we exhale, I want you to stop with your arms just about shoulder height. We can turn the palms facing down, keeping the arms at shoulder height. I want you to start to reach side to side. We feel a nice big stretch through our torso, through our side as we reach. And again, as if you're reaching for something. So for me, chocolate, always chocolate. For you, it may be something else, but feel free to extend that reach just as far as you can to get a really nice stretch through your core and your torso. Let's go 1 more to each side. Excellent. And relax the arms. Very nice. We're going to go ahead and give yourself a hug across the chest. So bring opposite hand well across that opposite shoulder. I want you to stay seated where you are. Occasionally I may move in my chair, not necessary for you unless I ask you to, just so you can see from a different angle. So with our arms across our chest, maybe we can walk those fingers across our shoulders like a little spider to make our hug a little bit tighter across the chest, okay? So with our arms across the chest, we take a nice big breath. And when you're ready, we're going to open up our chest and shoulders. Our arms can be lower than our shoulder height, but I really want you to force opening up the chest and shoulders. So a little bit of arch in the back is okay. Feel that nice extension here. And breathe. So again, let's give a big hug across the chest. Maybe we walk those fingertips across a little bit farther, making that hug a little bit tighter. And when you're ready, as we unravel those arms, we're going to open up nice and wide, even our fingertips open wide, bringing our arms as far back as we can that feels comfortable for you. Excellent. Let's do 2 more of those. Hugging across the chest, walking those fingertips to make the hug just as tight as you can, loving yourself here. And as you open up, arms, fingertips, shoulders, everything goes wide, reaching behind. 1 more time, let's bring those arms across the chest. Hug, hug, hug. And when you're ready, open up chest and shoulders, nice and wide. Excellent job. Let's come back to steady. Very nice. I'd like you to take your foot positioning just a little bit wider here. So let's think about taking your right hand inside your right leg. And I want you to push, so I want you to twist through your spine, and I want you to look over your opposite back left shoulder. So you should feel a nice big twist through your spine. As you look behind you, take a nice big breath. And relax as you come back to neutral. Let's try the same thing to the other side. So the left hand just inside that left leg. I want you to push so that you get a big rotation through your torso and your spine. Look over that back shoulder and breathe. Excellent, very good. 1 more time to each side. Pushing off the inner thigh, looking over your back left shoulder. Nice big breath. Back to center we go, and to the other side. Pushing off your left inner thigh, looking over your back right shoulder. Feeling that spine wring out like a wet washcloth. And back to center. Excellent. Relax. Very nice. So we're going to start now with the lower part of our body, work our way up. I want you to go ahead and lift your right heel. So right toe is pressing into the floor, and then go ahead and move that knee around side to side. So we're getting a little bit of movement through the ankle, through the knee, even into our hip. It's like there's a little ugly bug under our toes, and we're making sure we squish it this time. Rotating side to side. Very nice. Give that a pause, release that foot. We're gonna do the same thing to the other side. On your left foot, raise your heel first, toes are pushing into the ground, and start a little rotation here. So again, you'll notice the ankle is rotating, the knee is moving in and out slightly, and you'll feel your hip rotating around as well. So just a few of these here. Again, if anything hurts, ease off of that move, so be cautious, listen to your body. Very nice, and let's pause at the top. Excellent. So I'm going to have you start some moving in your chair. So before we get there, let's get comfortable with it. Hopefully we're scooting forward in our chair, not relying on our backrest. So if that's the case, stay where you are. I'm going to turn so that you can see what we're going for here. I want you to be able to find your way back onto a chair and forward onto a chair. So let's start a little hip swing and shift of our weight so that we scoot ourselves backward in our chair. And then go the opposite direction, bringing yourself forward in your chair. So in order to do that, we shift our weight to one side, lift a cheek, scoot it forward. And then I'm going to talk about the importance of this in a moment. So continue to scoot yourself backward and forward in your chair. Good. Hopefully we're not using our hands. If you feel like you need to have them on your chair to be comfortable, that you're not going to fall off, that's perfectly fine. But let's try not to push too heavy into our hands. We want our body to do the work here. One more time. Let's scoot back and scoot forward. Good. So that may have felt a little bit funny, but let's talk about the importance of that. If we want to keep the mobility and be able to get in and out of a chair, ideally without using our hands, but more importantly, just the ability to get in and out of a chair, I want you to think about a couple of things. If you're back in a chair, far back in a chair, it's going to be much more difficult to get up from that chair as if you're forward. So the first thing to think about is scooting forward. Wherever you are, whether you're on a sofa, in a chair, in order to make your way up, you want to have that scoot forward as far as you can. Second thing I want you to think about is having your feet widely placed. The more narrow our feet are, if our feet and knees are together, we're going to have less balance once we make our way up to standing. So if we have our feet in a nice wide position, you're going to be better off, a lot safer once we make our way to standing. So we're scooting forward, we're planting our feet nice and wide. Our next move that we're going to work on is hinging forward from the hips. So let's practice a few of these. We're not getting out of our chairs yet, but we are going to hinge forward, bringing our arms and our chest forward. And what I like to call this is nose over toes. So as you hinge forward, think about your nose being in front of or over your toes. Sit back to tall. Hinge forward, push forward, so we're forward in our chairs, our feet are wide, and we're going to start that nose over toes, hinging forward. So as we continue to hinge forward, maybe we lift our tushes 1 or 2 inches off that chair. We're warming up the legs, and you can use momentum here. As we push forward, let that body weight, as our arms push forward and our nose goes over our toes, let the momentum help us up. Maybe do a few more here, and if and when you can, make your way up to standing, and then softly sit back into your chair. So not everyone is able to get up and out of their chair, but for those of you who can, you should practice this each day. So a couple of things to remember: scooting forward in our chairs, making sure our feet are nice and wide. We hinge forward, nose over toes, and then when you're ready, you make your way up to standing. So think about that. For those of us who aren't able to get out of our chairs, we can still always try and work on our scooting. We can always work on our hinging. It's great mobility for our hips. So keeping these movements going to keep us strong and healthy no matter where we are in our program, right? Excellent job. So now we get some stretching. So let's go ahead and take your right leg long, extend that leg long, gliding that right hand down the leg. We get a nice big stretch here. Breathe. You worked hard, now we get to stretch it out. Very nice. Bring that back to tall. And we'll switch sides, extending the opposite leg long, reaching down just as far as you're comfortable, but staying solidly in that chair. Take a nice big breath. Excellent. Bring it back to tall. Very nice. Let's place our arms down to our sides, palms facing away from us. I'm going to ask you to bring your palms up toward your shoulders and then extend long and release. So our chest is nice and open. We're going to touch up to our shoulders and release long. Excellent. Let's reach and touch up to our shoulders and extend long. And one more time, bending from the elbows, reach and touch those shoulders and extend long. Excellent. With our arms to our side now, go ahead and rotate just your wrists around, like we're making small circles all through our hands, manipulating those wrists, circling one direction. And when you're ready, let's circle the opposite direction. Excellent, very nice. So again, if you're comfortable with your arms raising above your head, I want you to take your right arm. We're going to reach up tall, keeping our arm in line with our ear. Now, if your shoulder doesn't allow that, you can have your arm in front of you. If we're up overhead, I want you to lead with those right fingertips and take a lean to the side. Most importantly, make sure you're breathing here. This is a famous position to hold our breath, and we don't want to do that. So if your arm was only able to come this high, then I want you to reach across your body. So wherever you are, take that nice big lean to stretch through the torso and breathe. Excellent. And relax. Bring that back to center. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. So if you're able to reach that arm up tall or out to the side, when you're ready, we're going to take a lean across again, feeling that nice big stretch through the side of your body, and take a nice big breath here. Excellent. Now we are intentionally going to reach across, but we're going to have some movement in our lower body as well. So with your right hand, I want you to think about reaching across the opposite side of your body, like you're reaching something across the room. But again, with your right foot, we're going to lift a heel, squish the bug, dropping the knee, so it allows you to rotate in your chair as you reach across. Everything comes back to center, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So with your left hand and your left foot, lifting the heel, squish the bug, drop the knee, and your left arm is going to reach across, like you're reaching something across the room. Make sense? Let's try that a little bit faster. Right side, right knee, right arm, drop the knee, reach the arm, back to center, and opposite side. Reach, dropping that knee, moving onto the toes. So reach one side and the other side. Allowing yourself to really move around in your seat. So if there's something across the room from you that you desperately need, you can reach for it. Piece of cake, maybe some ice cream, whatever you would be reaching for. That's what we're going for here. Excellent. Let's go one more to each side. Take a break if you need it. Very good. And pause at the top. Excellent. Excellent job. Let's go ahead and do some work with our hands here. I'd like you to take your arms out in front of you. We're going to manipulate our fingers using the muscles in our hands. I want you to take your pinky toward your thumb and extend it wide. Take your ring fingers toward your thumb and extend wide. Middle finger toward the thumb, extend every time, opening those hands nice and wide, and pointer finger to thumb and open wide. We go back the same way. Pointer finger to thumb, open wide. Middle finger to thumb, open wide. Ring finger to thumb, open wide, and pinky to thumb, open wide. Let's go through one more time. Pinky and open. Ring finger and open. Middle finger and open. Pointer finger and open. We go back. Pointer finger. Middle finger. Ring finger and pinky. Nice work. Give yourself a hand after all of that. Maybe we rotate our wrists around. Give those hands a break. It's amazing how those small motions can really work those muscles to make those fingers move. Yes? Very nice. So let's go ahead. Again, we're going to do some inhale and exhale breaths as we wrap up our session here today. Thank you as always for joining. I look forward to seeing everyone in person again soon, fingers crossed. But in the meantime, we'll work together this way, keeping ourselves healthy. So with our arms to our side, let's take a nice inhale breath. Exhale, push that air away as you breathe out. Again, inhale and exhale. And one more time, inhaling up. We're going to bring those palms together. Bring the palms down toward your heart center. And I say thank you as always for being with me. Have a great rest of your day. Be well and stay well. Thank you.